The Oklahoma City Thunder are at the center of a trade for a guy that they were trying to get before the trade deadline in 2024. And it looks like during this offseason, including their pick they have this year in the lottery, they could go and get this guy from the Utah Jazz. What up? It's Bryson Akins here with another Thunder Digest video for you guys today. Before we get into all this, though, I just want to take a moment and recognize how many subscribers we got at the moment. As the moment I'm recording this, we're at 682 subscribers. I had this goal set for 700 by the end of the week. You guys have been crushing these goals I've set lately for you guys to hit. You guys are some of the best fans out there. Like I said, you guys are family to me. Thunder Nation, your family. And so like I said before, trying to get to 700. I know we can get that goal before the end of this week. So go ahead, if you enjoy this video, hit the subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date when a new video drops. Now we'll go ahead and get into all this. You guys know this is a guy we were targeting before the trade deadline, and then it's also someone that's been on the minds of a ton of Thunder fans here before the offseason comes upon us, which is looming, especially with this 3-2 series deficit right now to the Dallas Mavericks. But I still have faith we can come out and win the next two, make it to Western Conference Finals. But it's not bad to always speculate and prepare for the future and try to get another guy. And this guy, Lauri Markkenan, could really turn things around for this team. He's rising as one of the potential young stars in this league. He's 27 years old, entering the prime of his career. And Bleacher Report had this crazy trade proposed for him, which I'm not too bad about giving up some of these guys here. As you can see, the trade at 12, the Utah Jazz would trade for this 12th overall pick to draft Stephen Castle from Connecticut. And you guys are probably wondering, what do we gain from this? We just get Lauri Markkenan. That's it. That's all they proposed. As here's the proposed trade. Utah Jazz receive, now this is a bunch here, but they would receive Josh Giddey, Ousmane Dieng, number 12 pick overall this year, the 2025 first round pick, the 2025 first round pick lottery protected via Miami, 2028 first round pick swap via Dallas, and 2029 first round pick swap. So as you can see there, how many picks is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 first round picks. And we'll go into that why it's so high at the moment, why we have to give up so many picks for just Lauri Markkenan, as you can see there. It's just Lauri. That's all we'd be getting. It's not like we're getting a few other players or a pick or two of our own here. No, it's just Lauri Markkenan. And I'm not mad about giving up all these picks because, A, we have a ton of picks throughout the years. And realistically, are we going to use them already having this established young core that we have? Probably not. We were probably going to trade him anyways. But he's kind of worth it when you go ahead and look into it. There may not be much Lauri Markkenan trade speculation originating from Salt Lake City, but there is a reason it exists virtually everywhere else. The soon-to-be 27-year-old is right in the heart of his prime, and a lot of his teammates are nowhere close to their own. He also needs an enormous contract by next summer, and the Jazz may be too far away from being competitive to justify that cost. So instead, Utah can handle Markkanen's exit the same way it did Donovan Mitchell's and Rudy Gobert's, by turning him into a pile of draft picks and prospects. Josh Giddey's size and playmaking could make him a fun fit with Keyonte George, and if Ousmane Dieng ever develops, which I think he can, he just needs some more work, he needs some more time, he could become the big two-way wing this roster needs to come together. The Jazz could further their rebuilding effort here with Stephon Castle, blah, blah, blah. That's just talking about the Jazz. We're not really too worried about it. We're worried about Lauri Markkenan coming to the team and what he provides. And this is a guy I've seen you guys in the comment sections talk about. I've seen Thunder Twitter talk about it. I've seen everyone talking about how we need to go get Lauri Markkenan since we couldn't go get him in the regular season. And I couldn't agree more. If there's a chance for us to get him, now it looks as though maybe Utah doesn't want to give him up. They want to keep him. They want something for the future here. Wouldn't surprise me if they just say no to all these trades and try to keep him. But the thing is, are they willing to take on that contract for the next few years? Probably not. And compared with us, we could offer him that extension with Gordon Hayward going away, with Josh Giddey being off the team as well, clearing up some cap space there. Could be good news for us, as we could lock that guy down for a little bit and also keep our young core of J-Dub and Chet, Shai, Dort, because Shai's on extension till 2029, I believe. Dort's on extension till 2027 or 2028. So we got those two guys locked up. It's just a matter of if he can keep Chet and J-Dub, which I think we can. I think there's no problem about that. I think we'd be able to keep both of them. And that's our starting five for years to come, all in the middle of their prime or reaching their prime at the end of their contracts, which is great for us. Would be great for years to come. And also, if you guys remember Lauri Markkenan this year, oh my gosh, voice crack there. Sorry about that, guys. If you remember Lauri Markkenan there this year, 23.2 points per game, 8.2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 48% shooting from the field. 7 foot, 240 pounds. He's really a power forward, which solves that 4 spot for us as we're playing really small right now with J-Dub in that 4 spot. Allows him to move to that small forward position. Lauri would play the 4, Chet at the 5, Dort at the 2, and Shai at the 1. I love that lineup. We've got defense, we've got rebounding, we've got scoring, we got shooting, because Markkanen can shoot the ball decently as well. The only thing I see that worries people, that could possibly get them worried, is his injury, his status, He's not, he's injured right now, but if you remember what it wasn't a big-time injury. It was a shoulder impingement, and he just had to sit out for 2 weeks, and they was like, you know what? It's 2.5 weeks until the season is over. Might as well just sit him for the remainder of it and not risk him getting hurt even more. So he'll be good to go. He's healthy. Don't worry about that. Lauri is fine. There's no question about that. Lauri Markkenan is fine. He's not really all that banged up. He's rested up for a while now. There's no problems with it. The status just hasn't changed because he's not playing, so there's not really a reason to change it at the moment. There's no reason. So he's not hurt. I know that could worry a bunch of people it shows that he's hurt. What's going on with him? We're really going to trade for an injured player and risk him not being the same? He was out for 2 weeks. It was a shoulder impingement. He was tight in his shoulder. It's fine. Nothing's up with him. And when you look at how he's been progressing, he's in the prime of his career here. In his rookie season with Chicago, 15 points per game for your rookie season. That's pretty good. He was starting every game, 30 minutes. That's pretty good production. We already knew he was going to be good ever since that moment. Finished out his rookie season and his rookie contract there in Chicago. Then went to Cleveland. Not bad at all. Not bad, 14 points per game. And then he was traded. That's right, he was traded to Utah. And ever since then, man, has he stepped up, playing 34 minutes a game, starting every game as well. He's only playing like 66 a game, so he is a little hurt from time to time. But if he can give us those 66 to 70 games a year, I don't worry about him missing anywhere from 15 to 12 games a year. That's fine. It's okay. I feel like we've got a good enough roster where without him, we can still scrape away some wins. But 25 points per game in his first season in Utah on 34 minutes of play, 50% from the field, almost 40% from behind the arc, 87% from the line, with 8.6 rebounds, 2 assists, half a block and half a steal a game, and under 2 turnovers. I like those numbers. Those look very good to me, and I'm fine with that. That's a great addition to the team. Probably would be the best option for us this offseason. All right, when you take into account everything that we'd be gaining from Lauri, might be one of the best additions. He only played 55 games this year. He started every single one, 33 minutes of play. He did have that shoulder stiffness and impingement going on the majority of the season. But like I said, not a major injury if you treat it right. If you let him get the rest he needs, not a major injury. When you look at it though, nothing really changed. He kind of got better in some aspects, such as his 3-point shooting. He's now a 40% shooter from the field. Free throw percentage, he's now 90% from the line. 8.2 rebounds, 2 assists. His turnover numbers actually went down. His steals went up almost at 1. His blocks stayed around the same at half a block a game, but only 23.2 points per game. Now, that's not like dropping in 2 points per game. That's not huge. It doesn't really change much. It doesn't. And we know he's not going to be a 25 points per game scorer on this team. He could be like a 22, 23, like we know he is, like what he did last year. When you pair him with Shai and all these scores we have on the team, such as Chet and J-Dub, he's not going to be the number one option like he was, so he's not going to be putting up numbers like he generally is. He'd still be able to get 20 points per game. Don't get me wrong. He'd still be able to do that. It's a matter of the fact that we're pairing this, who is usually a number 1 or number 2 option on majority of teams. Half the teams in the league, he's number 1. Majority of teams, he's not number 2 option when you're not counting in like Boston, who has a load of talent on their team. When you have Kristaps, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum, of course you're not going to be able to be the number 2 option when you're going against Tatum and Brown there, who are some of the best offensive players. But for the Thunder, hey, he'd be the second option for us. I'm fine with that, for him taking over that second option role. It takes away defenders being on Dub and Chet and allows them to work some more. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh shoot, we have to still guard these 2 guys, but yet all our best defenders are on, our 2 best defenders in our starting lineup are on Shai and Lauri Markkenan. Sure, they still get you 25, 20 a game, but then Dub and Chet, they would drop 20 on your head because you're forgetting about them. You have no one to guard them. And so this could really open up our offense. Yes, we lose Josh Giddey. I know. I don't want him to go either. He's a great player, and I think he has a ton of potential in this league, along with Oos. I think they have a bunch of potential. But I think that makes us a better team. I think it does, instead of having to wait on Jang to actually kind of come into his shoes and be this guy that we know he can be, and risk Josh Giddey not fitting in this offense like he hasn't been lately. He was at the end of the season. I'm not going to be wrong. I'm not going to lie about that. He was fitting in at the end of the season. It's just right now, it might be best to part ways with him, especially if we can get more size on this team, such as Lauri Markkenan. But I'm interested in what you guys think. If you guys are willing to give up Giddey and Jang and those plethora of first-round draft picks just for Lauri Markkenan, or if you guys think there's someone else that we should try to do that for, keep it realistic, all right? There's a bunch of guys that we could offer that to. It won't happen. Keep it realistic, guys that you'd want to see us try to trade for with Josh Giddey. And so that's all I got for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.